We're back in a Gunners Club
You certainly are.
for the weekly roundup.
It makes me think of, you know, like.
Oh, stop it, I'm getting excited.
Know your audience, okay.
Well, we've had a busy week.
When isn't it busy?
Yeah, but it's been a busy, I mean, whatever could go wrong has gone wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say it happens in threes.
Well, we had an issue with one of the power boards, which means we got 2 freezers full of food that had to go down a tip.
So sad.
That's a lot of food.
Oh, and good food too, like, oh.
Yeah. And your Instapot?
Yeah, that wouldn't even turn on anymore. It just died.
Yeah, but in the middle.
Of cooking for you, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
And then the air fryer went this week.
Well, the air fryer, it was still working, but the door seal wouldn't close properly anymore because the little catch at the bottom was broken.
Yeah.
So that had to go.
It's like,
Wasn't
but we had Mother's Day today.
Did have Mother's Day. It was very pleasant. Went to my family, to my parents, and my daughter came and my brother came and one of his sons came. Got a few things done for Mum, which was good.
Yeah, working bee over there.
Yeah, we had a bit of afternoon tea, which was yum. Oh, I thought it was okay.
Oh, wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Good spread, as usual.
Well, you got to feed them. If you feed them, they will come. So yeah, that was good. So happy birthday to any mums out there. Happy birthday. Try that again. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there. Hope you had a good day. Hope you were treated as you should be. I didn't get a card and flowers from you, and you keep calling me Mum.
You're not my mother.
Stop saying yes, Mum.
Yes, Mum.
One of these days.
But it's another cold evening.
That's what
And
I'm
it's
fine.
a Sunday, and the fire's on, and I have my fireball in hand. Can it get much better? And you by my side, dear.
No, I'm sorry. You can see what came first, can't you? Yeah. Yes. Priorities. I've been up since 5 o'clock. Eurovision was on this weekend, and a friend of mine was in the audience at Eurovision, so I had to watch it and try and see if I could spot him in the audience. That was a huge stadium. No chance in hell I was going to see him. But it was fun, and Switzerland won, which I still think was a political decision. There was booing, and there were people turning their backs on the stage, and all these, you know, let's do it all for love, and all that. I thought it was about the music, but apparently I was wrong. So the guy from Switzerland was amazing. He did his performance on a spinning disc, and yeah, it was incredible. You've got to see it to understand it. And the guy I wanted to win came second, so I wasn't far off. Lovely guy. What's he called? Baby Lasagna. Don't ask. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, if you're going to call yourself something, why not Baby Lasagna? I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's got something to do with layers. Don't ask me. So I've been up for an awfully long time, and then I had to bake because it was Mother's Day, and I had to take biscuits and things for afternoon tea. So it's been a long day, and I still have to clean up. I know, clean as you go, but that's not easy when you've got tray after tray of biscuits going. Like, I did dozens of biscuits today.
But we did take up the challenge. Suggested challenges from last week.
Well, I thought it was a bit of a cop-out for you. You did Chris's challenge. Thank you, Chris. The beer bread was amazing.
That'll be coming up.
Yep. And your daughter challenged you to make the mashed potatoes. That
Sorry, the legendary mash.
The legendary mash, okay. But she first challenged him to a 3-course Hungarian meal. Yeah, I thought he was going to fall down. He was laughing so hard. So 3-course nothing. So, and then he did, so the mash was done, the beer bread was done, and then he did this dessert, which I couldn't eat because it was way too strong. They're supposed to be done as shots, but we turned it into a dessert. And I think if you had left out the vodka, I could have coped.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm a wuss then. But that was fun actually. But he knows where nothing is in the kitchen and can't even use common sense to find it. You know, did you get the cheese out? Oh, I don't know where you keep the cheese. Yeah, okay.
It's your kitchen, dear. It's your territory, and there's a demarcation line I have been forbidden to cross.
Okay, so why were you in my kitchen in the first place?
Well, for my audience.
For your audience.
for my dedicated audience.
And what are you going to do for your dedicated wife who ended up having to clean up the mess that you made?
For my dedicated audience.
And those little things like cooking the sausages to go with the mash fell to me. You know, it's, yeah. Don't like this demarcation line crap. So, yeah, it was a busy week. So, what's next on the agenda? We got something exciting to look forward to?
I don't know. I'm hoping they come up with more suggestions for us.
It doesn't have to be cooking challenges. I'm happy for you to challenge him to do anything, except bungee jumping. Don't do bungee jumping. That's not funny. No. I'm going to feel sick enough watching you fly off in a helicopter. Never to return, probably. Head for the water.
That's wishful thinking, dear.
On whose part? I went down to pick up a couple of things from the supermarket before we headed off to my parents' place. Every man and his dog was out buying chrysanthemums. It was crazy. The traffic was like Christmas traffic.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit seriously crazy, isn't it?
Oh, it's so commercialised. I mean, I baked, and that was, that's appreciated as much as anything else. I used to be wrapped when my kids would make something for me and wrap it, you know, make a card or whatever. You don't need big commercial statements.
I think that's what society expects these days. Or we have been indoctrinated to believe it.
I got a lovely pair of bee socks from my daughter. I was very, very impressed.
Are they the bee's knees, are they?
No, they only go like ankle for high, so they're not the bee's knees, but they're very, very cute. So I don't want to wear them now because I'll wear them out and I won't have any more bee socks. I'll have to save them for special occasions.
Okay.
I think that people need to come up with ideas of things they would like you to discuss or try, or I'm not talking about the hottest chili sauce type try, you know, really things that they think would put you outside your comfort zone. Oh, that would be fun. Don't you reckon it'd be fun to have him outside his comfort zone? I'd love it. I've done things outside my comfort zone. I went shooting.
Yes, you did. Actually, you did quite well, which surprised me because you have never held a gun before in your life.
No, and you know how I feel about guns, etc. But I had a stand against it all. But then I thought, well, it's pretty silly to have such a negative stance against it when you've never even held a gun. So I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was, what do they call that?
Skeet shooting. It was a shotgun.
Yeah, and so just these things fly through the air, these plate things, and you just shoot them, and it was really good. The instructor was fabulous. He was really good, and we had a fun time. I really enjoyed that.
He was ex-military. He really knew what he was talking about, and he knew how to teach.
I mean, so I've tried something outside of my comfort zone. What are you going to have a go at?
I just did. I was in the kitchen.
You are a trained pastry chef.
So you keep telling me. It's a nightmare. I'm trying to forget.
You used to take pride in doing the job properly.
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah, so don't bulltish. I really can't think of a situation where you would not be comfortable. You are comfortable in most situations. Like even when we had that anniversary of our arrival in Australia, we had that weekend.
Yep.
And you had to go painting. And I can't do this. But you did that little painting with the flies and things in the heat. Oh, it's really good. I've got that hanging up in the library. I reckon it's really cool. Because you and I had totally different impressions of Australia. Yours was flies and heat.
Yep.
A la your father.
Mm-hmm.
And mine was...
And the fact that we arrived in the middle of summer.
Yeah. We arrived
in the 60s, mind you, you know.
Yeah,
there
no
were a lot
air
more flies back then.
Yeah, no air conditioning. And he arrived in, where was it? Near Wodonga.
Bonagilla.
Yeah.
Which was an ex-military camp which was turned into a migrant centre.
Mm. So we did a video on that a while ago, but that was really... So he got thrown in the middle of the bush, and we arrived and stayed just outside Melbourne. We had relatives already in Australia, and we didn't even have to go into a migrant camp. We were really, really lucky. That would have been a total culture shock, because we've had a look through Bonagilla. And for people coming from Europe, I mean, Australians wouldn't understand why there was such a culture shock. The food was different, the way things were organised were different, there wasn't that sense of community. I mean, they made it for themselves, like this group hung with this group, and you know, the different cultures hung together.
Well, it was still, for all intents and purposes, bush towns as opposed to big metropolises. Well, I mean, there was Melbourne, there was Sydney and all that, but they still weren't big metropolises.
Well, Australia thought they were.
Oh, yeah, but not.
No, but that's the other thing. Australia thought, you know, oh, we've got these big flash towns, Sydney, Melbourne, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, they weren't big flash towns.
Yeah.
They were considered very hick by the people, the Europeans who came over, who were used to having coffees in plazas and all these sorts of things. The culture was totally, totally different. And the Australians just didn't understand why that was such a shock to us.
Australians couldn't understand how you could possibly have coffee other than Pablo.
Oh!
or sorry, an international roast out of a tin.
Yeah. Oh, look. A lot of people were consequently raised in Australia by parents who had taken a little bit of their home country with them, brought it here to Australia, and were raising their children according to the time that they left their country.
That's right.
And they didn't progress with that country. They just brought it here, and we were raised like that.
Mm.
So I would really appreciate anyone who can come up with anti-comfort zone activities.
Anti-comfort zone. Okay.
I think that's appropriate. Anti-comfort zone activities would be great. Anything?
I mean, I'm depending what they are. I've taken up the challenge from the previous week.
Some of them.
Well, of course, some of them.
I didn't see the banana and dulce de leche pavlova cake. I don't even know what that would look like. It sounds sickly. Don't you think it sounds...
Yeah, you remember, I didn't say that. Thank you, Mr. Gigante. She did.
I'm sorry, but it sounds... I haven't even Googled it. It just... I like fresh bananas.
Yeah.
I'm not keen on bananas in cooking. Although my grandmother used to take us out when we were little, and she would take us to... it's still there. The hotel is in Oakley. It was Oakley. And we would have dinner there, and then after dinner we would get a proper banana split in the banana split boats.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the best. With the nuts and everything. You can't do that now because 75% of people are allergic, apparently.
Yeah.
But that was always like, we're going to the hotel. You know, it's really, I think it's a motel or something, but it had a restaurant.
Yeah.
And she would take us there for dinner. And it was just so special. That's one of those memories, like, you know, kids remember Frog in a Pond or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that banana split, that was the bomb. Oh, I loved it.
Well, anyway, that's basically the close of another week.
Doesn't it feel like we just did this?
It does, doesn't it? And you told me time doesn't move quicker when we get older. See, you were wrong again.
Yeah.
Close of another week. Provided you guys keep watching, we'll keep making them. If you do like what you see, give us a like and a subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Unaccomplished. She can't peel an egg.
Look at this. This is ridiculous.
I think it's very funny.
Busy on Mother's Day. Look at them all.
Yeah, they should
Look
be.
at this. Look
Yeah.
at that. Look.
Percy.
Yeah.
This should be. You two should be sitting down.
What's your excuse?
Oh my gosh, no! Oh, this is so bad.
You're going to be famous on YouTube.
No, I'm not.